Anthony, it's so good to see you here just before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and you could tell it's Thanksgiving week, and I'm working from the home office because I look like Thanksgiving week.
You look like me on a dressed up day.
I'm Anthony. Welcome to No Vacancy Live. That's my friend Glenn.
You're watching the #1 show in hospitality.
Hey, everybody. I hope everyone is doing fantastic as we head into the Thanksgiving holiday here in the United States. I'm Glenn Hausman. That's Andy Melchiori. You've tuned in to spend some time with us here on No Vacancy Live, although we're doing this a couple of hours ahead of time in order for us to have a better, longer Thanksgiving. How are you doing?
I'm very well, my friend. What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I've got my kids coming home a little bit later today, which I'm excited about, from college, and got some friends coming over, and we're just going to have a nice holiday. It's my favorite holiday of the year, so I'm super excited about it.
So what are you cooking tonight, bringing them home?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, wow.
That's one of their favorites. So.
Are you making the sauce from scratch?
Of course I am. Come on. Right. I'm on Long Island, so I'm honorary half Italian. You know?
And you lived in Brooklyn for 30 seconds, so you're
right. Although maybe instead of meatballs, I'll do matzo balls and really combine the culture.
Yeah, maybe you should. Maybe you shouldn't do that. Yeah, my daughter, who's in her senior year, my last daughter to graduate college, is coming home today, and she's very excited. And we're very excited, and so I'm getting ready for her to come home.
That is absolutely fantastic.
And her dinner for coming home is chicken parmesan.
Hey, I had that last night from Menino's. Thanks, Menino's. I appreciate that. All right, Anthony, I'm excited today because we're going to talk a little bit about all-inclusive type of resorts. We don't get to talk about this topic very often. So we're going to be featuring one of the companies that were in there first that understand why this sector was so valuable. In order to bring that to us today, we have Javier Coll, and he's Group President, Hyatt Inclusive Collection. Javier, so great to see you today. How are you?
Good, thank you. Great to see you too. How you been?
Great. Happy Thanksgiving.
He looks really excited to see us.
I am actually.
Yeah, there he is. He's excited. I think he's excited to see me, not you.
Yeah. Javier, I know you're in the Philadelphia area, so congratulations on the win last night. As my wife would say, go Birds. I'm a Jets fan, so I give her the bird every time she says that.
I fell asleep. So what was the score?
It was, I think, 21-17, something like that. It was very, very close game. I mean, at the last quarter, I mean, I was like worried, but yeah, they put it up.
Yeah. So now were they 9-1 or 10-1?
8-2? I don't know.
No, they're 10-1, I think.
I think it's 9-1 now.
9-1.
I don't know. I'm a Jets fan. I only know how to count L's. So what
listen, I have to do this, even though I don't want to do this. Yep. Okay, was Taylor Swift there?
No, actually, I think she wasn't. No, I think I saw the Kelsey's mom, but I didn't see her. No.
Yeah, she's in Argentina, sweating.
For sure. All right, so all inclusive, Javier. What a great segment to be in. And I will tell you, I haven't done a lot of vacations lately, but when my kids were younger, we took them to an all-inclusive resort where they're like 6 years old, and my parents were with us as well. And I have twins, and I thought it was one of the nicest, most fun ways to take a vacation because I really felt like a lot of that stress of vacationing was eliminated for me, and I could do what I do best, was lie around and eat and sleep.
Well, mission accomplished, because that is exactly what we wanted to do when we created our brands like almost 5 years ago.
Right.
So the main idea was I was coming from a company that was doing all inclusive. My two partners, they were coming from EP kind of brands, companies. But the idea was, okay, two things. One, let's get into the luxury all-inclusive. Let's make sure that this same experience of convenience that you can that you see in other all-inclusive brands back then, now is also a luxury one. So it's not about money. It's about the experience. And that was the whole goal. And we started doing this from the beginning. I mean, with one of the first brands was Secrets, and it was a total success from the beginning. And people understood, okay, I don't have to sacrifice quality just because it's not inclusive. Actually, we wanted to get away from the all-inclusive name and concept.
Right. I would say because that became almost like a dirty word, because there was a characterization that if it was all inclusive, therefore it could not be a luxury product. But I've been following the story about how you've kind of like redefined it.
Exactly. But we call it, and we still call it, unlimited luxury. Actually, it depends on the brand. So that's how we call it. The all inclusive is something that is used everywhere. But if you look at our marketing materials, especially Secrets, Dreams, and these brands, I mean, you will see that it's called unlimited luxury.
Yes.
Right. So I would name it like traveling. It's done. So done. Like it's like you don't have to worry about anything. So first of all, I'm interested when you said partners, and so you own. How's it work? You guys lease, own the real estate, and then Hyatt is the brand. How's that work?
No. Actually, we are managers. We operate hotel. We have our own brands, and the services that we offer to developers, owners, hotel owners, etc., is that we're going to put our brand. We're going to manage the hotel, fully management, sell it, manage it, and we'll deliver the performance that we have to deliver for your asset. So it's like a full service shop. I mean, that's what we do. But we don't own assets. We're an asset-light company, the same way Hyatt, as a company, is going towards that direction as well, like an asset-light company. I mean, they own a couple of assets, but not many.
Javier, for our listeners that don't know, asset-light company means that you're not owning and operating the same structure. Typically, the company model is to operate other people's real estate investment under a series of brands. All right.
That's what it is. Exactly.
Yep. Anthony?
So we know the misconception is that all inclusive is kind of discount, and you've obviously gone away from that. So how do you separate yourself from the other people in this field? Like what are your benefits over the other brands that are in this field?
Well, different things. I like to go way back when we started, because we still have a lot of that DNA in our brands. There was two things that we wanted to change. The first thing was luxury. Let's make sure that it's a luxury experience, right? Of course, the rates are going to be higher, the cost is going to be higher, but the experience overall is gonna be much better. That was one thing, and it required, of course, finding the right assets and designing the right assets, and which we did. The second thing was because we were coming from a family company, so we were a sister company of a tour operator called Apple Vacations. And if you're in the Northeast, you may be familiar with Apple Vacations. Of course, the largest tour operator from the United States to Mexico and the Caribbean. They move more passengers than any other tour operator. So that was the original company, actually, more than 50 years ago now. So when we created Hyatt Resorts, that was like 30 years later. So Apple Vacations was already there. So what we thought is, okay, all those passengers are American. And we're talking about this part of the world. All those passengers are American. Let's Americanize our brands. All the brands that they were there back then, they were basically Spaniards. And I am a Spaniard, so I know about that. So
right. Also, I remember going back like 20 something years ago, they'd have the American plan and European plan at places as well.
Exactly. And that kept changing over time, because people really appreciated the all-inclusive convenience, as you mentioned at the beginning. However, the products were not there yet. So the products were like very basic. And what we thought, okay, let's Americanize these. What do I mean by Americanizing a product? Okay, you're used to whatever things are used to, right? You have your daily life, and you watch your NBC or ABC or CNN or whatever you watch on TV, and Monday Night Football. but also for breakfast you're gonna have your cornflakes and you like your ketchup in your burgers. It's
right.
Little stuff. When you go to one of these hotels, I mean, you didn't feel comfortable. You have the French channel and the German one and the Spanish one, and okay, you cannot even watch TV because you don't feel very homey on that sense. And then you go to breakfast, and then you don't even know where you're eating, so you don't really have those brands that you feel comfortable with. And then the entertainment is in 25 different languages, and they keep switching from French to Spanish to Italian. So that's what it was. We wanted to change all that, and we focus on American channels, and we focus on American brands, and we focus on the American type of entertainment in terms of language, in terms of the comments. I mean, talking about football, talking about baseball. And that was the second most important thing for us.
Right. So big lesson, understand who your audience is and then create everything around that customer. Yes?
Exactly.
Right. Because it's interesting because, you talk about how you have to take a strong stance either one way or another, because those in the mushy middle, particularly when it comes to hospitality products, then you don't really have anything. It becomes fungible. It becomes commoditized, right? So you have to really have an inherent understanding of who your core audience is. I sounded real New York on that. Who your core audience is on that in order to be successful.
That's exactly right. And that's what we did. And that's what we keep doing when we go to other places in the world. We try to make those tweaks and adapt to our customer.
So how many destinations do you have right now?
Is 40 destinations, 12 countries, 120 resorts. We're the largest in the world right now in all inclusive.
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
So, what have you seen since the pandemic, post-pandemic? What is the biggest change you've seen in this segment?
Well, the biggest change I've seen is that so many people, so many new people start traveling and that they didn't travel before, right? Now they have the time and they have money to expend. So I was one of the few that I was still traveling during the pandemic. And I was surprised of how many people, and I used to talk to people on the plane or in the airport. Oh no, I'd never been out of the country. And that was the first time that they were getting out of the country. So that was a very important change. I mean, all these new customers that now they start to travel and now start to understanding what is out there, how convenient the unlimited luxury of all inclusive is, etc. So to me that is the major change that happened after the pandemic.
Especially if you're new to traveling outside the United States, it's so important to have your product because you don't have to think. It's like, I don't want to say a cruise ship on land because that's overused, but you don't have to think. You just go and you enjoy, and you basically the country is exposed to you on a easier way. And instead of you go, because everybody I know that travels abroad that has only traveled abroad once or twice is always overwhelmed before they go.
Yeah, of course.
Interesting. One thing that we do to enrich the experience of our customers is that we have a destination management company called Amstar that we use in every hotel that we manage. They have a desk, and we encourage customers to know the destination, to learn about the destination, to take a tour and learn about what the destination offers, because at the end of the day that enriches their experience. They're happier. It's not just the hotel, it's not just the flight, and they come back because they did this tour, or they learn about these sites or whatever it is, and they come back. They want to learn more, and they want to experience more. So that's something that we actually do.
Yeah, so interesting that it's experiencing more and more, right? But what I want to be able to do, like you said, is experience it in the way that I want to be. And I just wrote a quick note to myself: remove friction. Right? I had a keynote speech last week, and that was one of the things that I was talking about the travel experience. We're so exhausted that we want to remove as much friction as we can. A weekend ago, my wife and I happened to be out of town, so we went to a major theme park resort. And I spent so much time in my phone looking at that and scheduling it that it really ruined that general experience of why I want a vacation, right? So I like the idea of being able to go to an all-inclusive resort where I could leave my wallet in the room. Maybe I got a little a tappy thing for a souvenir I want to buy or to get in my room. But that's really all I have to worry about. Do it on my schedule. Do it the way that I want to do it. And in order to keep meeting those expectations, what I think is interesting is that how you are bringing different resorts together in one kind of overarching resort complex in order to have all of those amenities available to continue to feed that beast, right, Javier?
Absolutely. And again, that's how we design the products, actually.
Yeah.
If you think about it, we did things that nobody had. Like, for example, we don't have that. We don't have wristbands. So we don't want you to, have our customers separated like cows, of quality cows.
Oh, you've got the yellow one. You can go there, right?
That is exciting. And you have the golden one. Well, you are important. The other ones are not, but you are very important.
Yeah.
Well, that was the first thing we got rid of when we started our company and our brands, because we thought, okay, every customer is important. We don't need to do that.
Yeah.
The second thing is no reservations. How come I go to this hotel 5 days and I have the right to go to the gourmet restaurant two nights, and if I go 3 nights, I only it's just 1 night of access to the gourmet restaurant? No, all the restaurants should be good. This is like any town that first come first serve. You don't have to get in line to make a reservation.
Right.
2 hours, which I seen that in other products. No, we got rid of all that.
Yeah.
That's great. That's really, those are the keys that people, once they get there, the second night, they don't even notice that that's a thing because it's so easy. They're like the first night, they're like, hey, this is cool. This is easy. By the second, third night, it's just smooth. One of the reasons I stopped going to those big theme parks because it stresses me out. I want to be on the ride. I don't want to wait. And I certainly don't want to start doing what I do every day in my life, scheduling myself.
Right.
So it's very overwhelming.
You know what? But what I like about these places is that they're like the new type of theme park. But instead of something man-made, a lot of it has to do with enjoying the outdoors, which is another huge trend that we see right now. Here in the mainland U.S., for example, we believe that there's going to be a lot of concepts going that way. For your portfolio around the globe, can't help but notice they're in incredibly beautiful locations that are very tethered to the landscape over there. So I bet there's much more of a communication, much more of a connection between nature, your properties, and how people want to experience everything as well.
Just the hotel behind you says everything.
Look at that. Let me step out of the way. Yeah.
It says everything you want to say. What hotel is that?
That is, it's called Bahia Mita. Is Secrets and Dreams Bahia Mita. That is on the north west side of Puerto Vallarta, in between Punta Mita and Puerto Vallarta. That's where that hotel is. Is outstanding. I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful. I mean,
Puerto Vallarta, when I was growing up, was the place to be. You would hear about it on The Price is Right.
The Love Boat,
right? It's like Love Boat, right?
I feel like Cancun kind of overtook them. We got to show more love. Go back to Punta Mita,
and then Tulum, right?
So, hey, Tulum. Hey, Javier, let me ask you. Since you got properties in that area. I just realized Tulum's opening up a new airport, right?
Well, that's what the government says. So.
All right.
Hey, listen. If the government, whether it be any government, if they say it, it's going to happen.
Right.
Well, yes. Well, I'm not sure about that, but
That
yes.
was a joke. That was a
If
joke.
that happens, that will develop that south part of Riviera Maya, which is undeveloped right now. So yeah, we'll see. We just opened a brand new Secrets called Secrets Tulum in that area, which is it's unbelievable. I mean, you have to tour our hotels. I mean, I can describe them, but unless you go there and spend time, you don't realize those are is the design is unbelievable, beautiful. Is the resemblance to cenotes? You know the cenotes, the freshwater caves and all that. Well, that is the idea. The idea is like the hotel is designed to look like an artificial three cenotes. We have a beautiful beach club with oceanfront cabanas. I mean, it's fantastic. But the first hotel we had in Tulum was a Dreams. Actually, it's still Dreams. It's kind of a hacienda type of hotel, one of the first ones, and very successful, all of them. Oh, this is the secret.
Yeah, let me go back to the first one. You got on there. That's
what look at those. Those are the cenotes. You see, like freshwater. It's unbelievable.
I when I was in Tulum, I did a show called Extreme Hotels, and we went to the Treehouse Hotel over there, and I went into the cenote, and as I'm going in, the gentleman who's bringing me through, cameras up, everybody's kind of looking at me, and they said, "Jump in the pool." I go, "That's a pool?" And it wasn't a pool; it's a cenote, and you jump in, and it's the cleanest, clearest water I've ever seen in my life.
Wow!
Yeah, I've done scuba diving in cenotes. That's the most.
You don't do cave diving, do you?
Well, that's kind of a cave diving because that's what that cenote is. So
no, but not like cave diving where you just kind of get.
No, well, when I was younger, I used to be more unconscious about those things. Now, I have 4 kids. I'm more careful.
Yeah, you try not to kill yourself in the cave, right?
I also have a senior in college, like you.
Yeah, I was in one of those, and I said, "What's that?" Well, I don't think it was there. It was a different place. It was a different country, and there was diving equipment. I said, "What is that?" They go, "There's a lot of divers that come in and do cave diving," and I go, "Do people like do they freak out? Do people pass away doing this?" She goes, "Yeah, just a couple of people a year."
but just from time to time. I mean, it's not.
It's time to time, yeah. But Tulum in that area is absolutely spectacular.
It is. So hopefully the airport don't screw that up. So yeah.
I mean, that whole area of Mexico has a lot of potential opportunity, particularly with the new railway that they're building. If you could get that connected to the airport, it's going to unlock a whole lot of value in the region for a lot of developers out there. Javier, since we're focusing on the American audience today, where are some of the other places that you have resorts that they're looking to travel that are a little bit different now that we're getting back out there and exploring the world again instead of just Florida? Where are they going?
Well, we have many destinations in the Americas. We have Jamaica, we have Curacao. We're going to open in Aruba. We are in, of course, Mexico, Dominican Republic. So the main destinations, but Cuba, of course, and Bahamas. We're not in Bahamas yet. Those are fantastic options because they're, a very short plane ride from wherever you live.
I was in Bahamas last month. It's closer than Miami to fly to Nassau. It's unbelievable.
Turks and Caicos, all those places. I mean, it's so convenient.
Yeah,
so convenient.
And then you go, you go through customs there on the way home. It's just easy peasy. Sorry, Anthony. Please.
No. I'm sorry. I interrupted you. You have a place in Cuba?
We don't. It's one of the few places that we cannot operate.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully Cuba will open, and because
reopen.
I would dying to go to Cuba.
I feel so bad. I missed that window when it was open for like 20 minutes.
It's funny. I was doing my TV shows then, and every TV show it seemed that was owned by Discovery was going there. We went to go there, and they go, "No, we don't want that guy because he's going to yell at our hotel people." I was like, "No, I'm not. I don't do that." And, So we didn't
use the window. When the window was open, I went there. Actually, we signed 3 management contracts. We just couldn't, do it. But yeah, we were very, very focused on getting there.
Yeah, think of the 50s, man. How Cuba was like South Beach, right? And it would be unbelievable. So, what is next in this type of environment as far as amenities, technology? What are you guys looking at?
Right, and while you're at it, why not?
Yeah,
while you're at it, why not define what luxury means today to the traveler and how that will change to reflect what Anthony's question was?
Well, I guess there's different opinions on what luxury means. What it means to me is very similar to what you just mentioned minutes ago. I don't want to be bothered by anything. I want to go on vacation. Everything needs to flow, right? Restaurants need to flow. I want to be able to go to any restaurant I want at any time with no restrictions. I don't want my kids bothering me with give me money for this or for that. So removing those restrictions is what is luxury to me, right? It's not about gold and platinum and it's not about that. It's about design. The design needs to flow. You need to feel comfortable with the design of the hotel. The operations, they need to flow. I mean, sometimes when I go to our hotels and someone tells me, oh no, we can do that, I think about that and I have a conversation with the proper people. It's just, listen, of course we can do that.
Right.
So let's make sure that even though it's not on the script, even though it's not on the manual, we teach our people that everything can be done. I mean,
right. You have to throw in what the Las Vegas concierges say, as long as it's legal and moral.
What's legal and moral in Vegas?
Well, maybe in Mexico we don't even have to do that. So
right, that's a good point.
I'm sure during the F1 everything was legal and moral.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. I heard they did very well at the table, so I'm sure they were very rigid.
There was more money in Vegas last week than any other week in the history of Las Vegas.
Woo!
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe they all went to some of your resorts now to recover, Javier. So there's.
Well, they should. They should, because I'm going to my resorts myself, and not just because it's our resource. It's because I really feel comfortable with the experience. I mean, I come back home renovated. I can come back home rested, which is something that I try to go to other hotels and other brands and other places, and it's not the same thing. And so, it's what you look for when you look for a luxury experience.
Well, anytime you want us to come and do a podcast from your hotels and make us rested, let us know.
I know.
No, you should do the podcast in a hotel for sure. I mean, I'm telling you that. I mean, whenever you have the time and just go there, spend a week, and
I
think we have had similar experiences in the past.
So I like what you said. It really touched a chord with me, because it goes back to that removing friction part where you said you don't have to worry about giving the kids money and all of that kind of stuff. Basically, in order to fully recharge, you need to have as few decisions as possible. You need to shut down your day-to-day brain in order to fully recover. And again, that's why I'm fully in on all of these all-inclusive resorts, because the less I have to think, the better. The last time I had that sort of kind of experience, Javier, was I was on a press trip. It was like 9 years ago, and it was to China, and they handled everything, and I didn't have to think at all. And it was busy, but I felt refreshed afterwards, because I didn't have to worry about all of the little details. Other people had it. And things like not having to worry that we have to be at dinner at 6:30 on the nose, or we have to make a reservation at 7 a.m. in order to go to the show that night. If I don't have to worry about any of that, then that's kind of what I'm looking for as a human being on vacation.
Right. And even when you go on a cruise ship, like you're already booking your excursions beforehand because you're afraid that it's going to be missed. And then, or even just going to a resort and you're getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning, you go throw your blanket and your shoes at the beach. it's you really don't think about how many impediments you have in travel. When you now take all that away, it's everything, and you're willing to pay a premium for that because listen, this is what I say this is what I say all the time. I'm going to spend the money on something. I might as well spend the money on me and my family and on luxury and on frictionless travel.
Yeah, absolutely. Javier?
It's interesting that you say that because I have a very, very close, dear friends. Actually, they're my neighbors here. I live in Devon, which is the suburbs of Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. I would do anything with them, but travel. Yes, because
I hope you're not watching this.
No, there's people that they are very focused on organizing, scheduling, which is absolutely fine and right. That's not what I'm looking for. So you're right. I mean, different type of people. I mean, you can still do that in our hotel. You want to schedule, you want to organize. Of course you can, but the main experience you don't have to, and that is the whole point about it. And in my case, I'd rather not to.
Yeah, when I traveled with my family, we went to Italy, and to them it was very frictionless because they didn't have to worry about a damn thing. There's no lines. People picked us up. There was translators. There was beautiful hotels, and they didn't have to worry about anything. I was not frictionless, but they had the greatest all-inclusive resort experience they've ever had.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I don't want to be the tour guide anymore.
Javier, one last topic before we let you go. How is the investment community looking at being able to develop new properties right now? We're seeing in mainstream hospitality, a lot of folks out there are having trouble getting deals done, and even like select service properties. So this needs a lot more commitment. What is your formula of success in order to keep these things being under construction and open?
Well, for many years now, we realized that when I was in business school, traveling the Caribbean was a luxury product, right? That was one of the things we were talking about, elastic and inelastic, products, stuff like that. Well, that has changed. I mean, the traveling, it became a need for many people. We saw that during the crisis of 2007, 2008. We saw that.
I would also just say, as a direct result of that, we really shifted more from a materialistic society to an experiential one, which is exactly what you're talking about right
correct.
Here.
That is correct. So what that means is, even during crisis, these products as a business are doing great. And because we can show that now, and we can show the numbers during the crisis, you can show the numbers during the swine flu and all these time, all these moments in time where people would think, okay, they're gonna go down. No, we didn't. We did great, and that translates into a good business. And because translates into good business, we have all these developers and all these business people moving into the all-inclusive space as an investors, because we can show good returns.
And listen, as long as you can afford it, there's nothing more mandatory to people that have some disposable income than travel. It's just as important as air to them. And again, they thought COVID killed us. They thought everybody killed us. And travel and hotels don't die. And we've showed it time and time and time again. And this is a product that I can't wait to use, because when I travel, I don't like to do anything. I'm not like, I know the people you're talking about. We have to do this. We have to do this. We have to do this. I have to get on the plane and I have to go find a beach, and then we'll figure it out. If we get into the restaurant, we get in. We don't. We get, I'll figure it out. Everything in our lives, more than ever, is dictated by this. And so we're constantly scheduled. Like outside of a Thanksgiving week, if all of us looked at our schedule for today, if I said to you right now, from now till 6 o'clock, what do you have going on?
Yep.
There wouldn't be a minute to breathe. So when I go on vacation, the last thing I want to do is look at my phone and schedule crap.
Correct. I agree.
Yep. Well, I look forward to having nothing scheduled except getting that turkey in the oven on time on Thursday morning. Javier, any final thoughts before we wrap up for the day?
No, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I mean, this is this was unthinkable 10 years ago, right? I have to say that one of the positive things about all these big brands getting into these spaces is, it's given this exposure, which is fantastic. It's good and bad because I didn't have any competitors like 10 years ago, but now I do. That's okay. But we have all these conversations, exposure, more panels in conferences, stuff. I'm talking about the all-inclusive, which is good for everybody. So.
Yeah, listen, all-inclusive and extended stay were all dirty words 10 years ago.
For
now,
sure.
Now they're the front of the line.
Yeah. So thank you, Javier. Really appreciate you being here so much today. Javier Coll, Group President, Hyatt Inclusive Collection. See you later.
Have a good holiday. Have a good holiday.
Appreciate it. All right, Anthony. Now I'm regretting having people coming over here. I feel like we should just get on a plane and just go to
actually during the holidays. During the holidays, I like rolling out of bed and doing nothing. So
yeah, this is my favorite holiday.
I have a personal question for you.
Yeah.
How big is your turkey?
Unfortunately, it's a little bit bigger than I expected. 18 pounds.
Oh, we have okay. How many people are you feeding?
Just 9. I'm also making a pot roast.
We're feeding 13, and we only have a 17-pound.
Yeah, I couldn't buy like a 12-pound turkey. I started to feel weird about that, and that was the best I could do. There was no
frozen or non-frozen.
I bought it frozen, but I've been having it in the fridge since Saturday, and I'm gonna start the brining process.
My wife got the regular, not frozen, because she always worries about it defrosting. Last year we had a little turkey gate here at the Mercury.
Oh, goodness gracious. We don't want anyone to have a horrible situation such as Turkey Gate. The best way to eliminate Turkey Gate is listen to the No Vacancy podcast every single day. Download it and online wherever you get your shows. And if you want to watch us, you can watch us on all of your favorite sites. And all the shows are available, of course, on novacancynews.com. Have a happy.
So wait, before you go, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for? I know we have a show tomorrow.
We don't have a guest. I thought me and you would just go on tomorrow and do that stuff.
All right, we'll talk about what we're grateful for.
All right. In the meantime, you got one life, so blaze on and
be kind to yourself.
And we'll see you tomorrow at a surprise